All right, let's laminate these guys. We have printed the task cards, and so you can see they're like all skill levels. And I put this graph behind here because I wanted to save you money on printing. And so what happened was when I printed them, I couldn't see the edges, and I haven't figured out in Canva how to make a border yet. And that's just my own shortcoming. So I thought, well, I better put something in the background. So I put this little graph in the background. These are 3M laminating sheets. I get them on Amazon. This is what if I can reach it here. Oh gosh, y'all, I'm like a well of disorganization. So this is them. And I get them in packs of 100. I believe it's $11.99 on Amazon. And then I also bought a laminator on Amazon. So I printed these on 65-pound cardstock that I got at Staples. And then once these are laminated and cut out, you have them forever. The prompt is right on the card. And then this is your options for the kids working them. We have 2 options. We have a 4-part grid. We have a 9-part grid. So skill level, or this could be your art 1. This could be your art 1 and this could be your art 2. If you have a combined class. On the back, kids reflect on the process and you grade right here. So easy peasy. This fits into a manila folder once they're all completed. And I always have my kids hang their work during the process so that we can see everybody moving along. But you can see how cute these are. They are just fun. If you think high school kids don't like cartoons, think again. They love them. I've never seen so much engagement in my life. So, you have ones that are more difficult. And then I have given you a selection that are a little bit more mid-range. And then we have some simple ones in case you need something that's a little more simple. We have it. So we have some basic line drawings. And then we have these cute little characters in all levels of difficulty. So this is just a nice little set of task cards that you can use for, building your skills in your kids and watching them grow as artists. I'm going to laminate these real quick and cut them, and then I'll show you the cute little stack when they're finished. Easy to store, easy to wipe down. You only need 1 set and you're good to go. All right, so I moved my laminator, and it is, let me see if I can show you the brand name here. Barijo is the brand name, if I'm saying that right. Great little laminator. Slot right here, and you just feed it in. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it does a great job. And then you end up with these beautiful, beautiful laminated cards. Let me show you some from my art history cards. I just love them. So these are some of the art history ones that I've done, and just really nice between the cardstock and the laminating. Super durable, nice and easy to handle. Gonna last a while. Wipe them down. 1 prep, you're good to go. This is a Fiskars paper cutter. All right, let's talk about these adorable little task cards, guys. I'm so excited about these, and they're going to be perfect for your beginning artists to learn how to use a grid to draw. There is a variety of skill levels and a variety of characters. Please excuse my ring light here. Let me see if I can do this without getting the glare. So for each character, there's a 4-part grid and a 9-part grid. So what I'm going to do is these are not laminated because I was so sick of the glare. I printed them, I cut them, I laminated them. Easy 1-time prep, and you have a class set. You may, if you have really big classes, you may have to print 2 sets, but once you print them, laminate them, and cut them, it's over. You have them forever to use year after year. You can use them like I'm using them. You can use them however you want. And I've included a 4-part grid worksheet and a 9-part grid worksheet, depending on which one they want to do. And I've included rubric for you to grade and self-reflection for the kids to fill out to tell you what they thought of the experience, what they learned, and how they felt that it went. So I'm going to just do a quick little demo in case you have never taught grid drawing, in case this is completely new to you before you purchase this product. You might be like, you know what, Tiff, I don't know. I've never done this before. I'm not trained as an art teacher. So what do I do? What do I tell the kids? So this is basically a way to scale up. We're going here from about 2.5 inches up to about 6 inches. If you print these full scale, they are 4 inches by 9 inches. If you print them as is, they come out to about 3.5 by 8.5, roughly. So this is a little bit smaller than 3 by 3 at this printing stage. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the basics and probably time lapse most of this. And if you're interested, click in the comments below and grab up these cute little task cards. So the basic idea for your brand new artist learning to draw is that this method helps keep everything in proportion. It's gonna scale this little bird up proportionally. Look at my nasty nails, guys. Oh my gosh, I need to get a manicure before I do this. So we're gonna get this guy on here. Everything that is in this square is going to go in this square, and so on and so forth. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that as we draw, we are in the right place in the quadrant. So what I always tell my kids is eyeball, for lack of a better word. I want you to eyeball where the lines intersect the quadrant. You have to pay attention to the quadrant, not just to the character, because the two things interrelate. The relationship is this guy to the square, not this guy by himself. So lots of times what kids will do is they'll start like this, and they'll start drawing the bird, and he's like this big. And I'll have to say, well, wait a minute. This line is almost halfway, so your bird's way too small. So see, they're looking at the bird, but they're not looking at the quadrant. I'm going to make a couple little tick marks, I call them, for, lack of a better technical term. I'll make a couple little tick marks where I think his head intersects. I'm just going to start with this upper left one and I'm going to draw super light. And see, at this point, I can just connect the dots really lightly. I might have to make changes, so I'm going to do it light. I think this comes down a little bit further. Drawing is about relationships. Drawing is about figuring out how this line relates to that line. Let's come in here and put this stuff. See this right here? Look, that's about halfway. So I already have this, so I can come up here and make a little mark. I can look here. Now I'm not drawing any more further grids, but what I am doing is I'm looking, I'm sighting, I'm figuring out where lines meet, where they intersect. This guy right here, he is about this far and he touches the top of the grid, the top of the quadrant. So we're going to put that on there. Then we have these two little shapes right here. Little shapes that almost touch the line, but not quite. So there's our first little outline of our bird. Let's come over here. I think this is a little more than halfway. I'm just sighting it. Because, if you come over here, your bird's face is going to be all squished on this side. So we have to use the quadrant. I'm going to guess it's about here. I'm going to come down. I'm going to come over. I'm going to slant this right here, where his little eyebrow starts. It's about right here, because you have to give room. Where's the little eyebrow? It's above halfway, so I think I think we're in the right place. Down here, see, and because I've done this, I can just go backwards. I come all the way up here. I'm looking, I'm not making a mark, I'm looking as to how far up to bring this shape. Where does the other side of the shape meet the line? Let's say about right here. So it's really easy if you use this quadrant. It is a piece of cake. And how far down do I come here? About a quarter of the way. How far down do I go with this? Now look, this lines up with the beak. So look here. I'm in the right place. This little pupil is close to the line, and it's close to this line. On the inside left corner, these two things line up. So see, everything lines up. Everything lines up with something around it. This would be an awesome choice activity for the grid portion of your lessons, where you could say to them, choose 3 characters and scale them up to varying sizes. You could have them get in their sketchbook and say, you need a 4x4 inch quadrant, you need a 6x6 inch, and you need a 7x7 inch. I used to do that all the time with the kids, just so they could scale things up to varying degrees and get that practice and that confidence.